But I also do a lot of commissions. So half the time it's someone asked for it. So I'm like, okay, might as well do it. You know, I have no other ideas at the moment. I'll do that one for, you know, whatever they want. You know?
Right.
But yeah, just varies, you know.
How does the commission stuff work? I ask because so I've when it comes to art, I've always been very hesitant to like do it for other people because I just like art for me is such a like a getaway from everything else at the minute that, and I've done a few commission things for other people in the past, like whiteboard videos and things like that.
Yeah.
And man, it just, for me anyways, it just takes like the fun out of it because now I'm not just dealing with myself, I'm also dealing with like what this client wants. Hey, how about we do this? And now they're saying, no, I don't want that. I want this. And it's just like, for me anyways, and I don't judge anybody that does commission things like that by any means. But for me, it just always like just seemed like such a drag. I don't know.
No, that's funny you say that because I'm exactly the same way. As soon as somebody like tells me to do something, I no longer want to do it. And I don't know why. That's a terrible mentality. I know that. But for some reason in my mind, like the whole, exactly like you said, the artistry is to get away from everything. And when you have somebody like creeping in on your space or your, you know, your process and stuff, it does affect. And actually only until recently, really like the last 2 or 3 months, had I started actually taking commissions, like from different people. I used to, you know, like 6 months ago, if a close friend was like, hey, could you really do me like a Rick and Morty painting? Then I'd be like, okay, I like Rick and Morty and you're a homie. So yeah, sure, I'll do a Rick and Morty. Seems worth it. But it wasn't until about 2 or 3 months ago that I really was like, all right, world, whoever wants a painting, if you hit me up first and it's, you know, something I'm interested in, sure, I'll make it for you. But that's kind of the thing, is I have to also be interested in it. So it's like, you know, I get a lot of people that ask me for stuff and whatnot, but it's just like, if I don't know the character or if I'm not real inspired by it, it's like, this product, am I going to put my best into it? Probably not. And then it's going to be lacking, and then they're going to I just feel like I'm not going to do as good of a job for them because I'm not as inspired to do it. And then it's like, I don't want to put out half-assed work. You know what I mean? I don't want to put out something that I'm not fully invested in, but at the same time, I don't want to have to work a job anymore. So it's like, you want to be a professional artist, you got to be a professional artist. You know what I mean? You got to have the people want what they want. So that's a tough battle that I'm always struggling with, is like, I'm like, just buy a painting I already made, you know, but it's like, okay, sure. I'll, if it's a cool idea, you know, and the person seems pretty cool, I'm like, okay, sure, I'll do it for you. You know what I mean? I'll take the time. It's going to be probably a month, but I'll do it. I'll do it for you. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, the commission route is so tough. The only reason I even really opened up to commissions was just because I used to be a beat producer, or I still am a beat producer. And that was something I enjoyed, giving something to someone that they actually use and can benefit from. Same with my photography. I like the fact of like, I get to give something to someone and they're, you know, enjoying it or benefiting from it in some way, some form. And so that to me was the one eye opener that I was like, okay, you can't just look at it as I'm making money or I'm doing something I don't want to do. You're doing something for someone, you know, with your artistry, which in the end game is what I want, to just make people happy and, you know, entertain them for a little bit. So it's like, hey, if you want to pay me too, all right, I guess I could suck it up and do your painting for you, you know, but don't get me wrong. I have a list of commissions, but I have my own ideas, and 90% of the time my own ideas come first, you know, but hey, at the same time, I also would like to, you know, quit my job here sooner rather than later. So we're trying to find that balance, you know.
That would be like the dream setup, right? Where you're just making stuff that you like and people are buying that, you know?
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the ultimate goal. And all my favorite artists, that seems to be the route that they go, is they figure out a way to like turn their paintings into more than just a painting, like stickers, or put it on t-shirts or posters and things like that. And so that's my next step of taking this to the business level. Like right now, I'm still very just like doing it for fun kind of a deal. And I just make a few bucks here and there every now and then. But my real goal for 2021 is to really take it to the business level of where I can be more efficient, I guess, because, you know, like I said, it takes 2 or 3 days to make a painting. Someone buys it for, you know, $150, $200. It's like, yeah, I made like, you know, $100 a day, but that's still not really that much money when you really think about it. Not enough to really live off of. So I'm like, dang, I have to figure out a way to be more efficient or get more value out of the paintings. And so that's something that I'm working on also, is like trying to figure out, okay, how do you do that? You know, like I said, posters, t-shirts, you know, just different, sell your images. I have one guy trying to buy some images because he's putting together like a wallpaper kit for Microsoft or something like that. And I'm like, okay, sure, you could license my photos and my paintings for that. So, you know, just finding different avenues and different ways to make it more lucrative, I guess, there, you know, without selling out, I guess, you know what I mean? Just fully commissions all the time, you know, so it's getting there. But like I said, still kind of new to it, but I've ran a couple of businesses already before. So I'm like, I'm kind of in that lane of marketing and, you know, profit margins and figuring all that stuff out. You know, working it out.
Yeah, so the licensing would be like they'd give you some royalties whenever they use your paintings, or?
Exactly, yeah. Like I would do a digital photo for them and they would get to put it on whatever they wanted. Like this guy, I think he was trying to do a bunch of hoodies and hats was what he was saying. And he was like, I want your characters as well as stickers. So I was like, okay, I feel like I should be selling them myself. But, you know, until I set up my own shop, sure, dude, I'll license you a fit photo and then you give me a percentage of the royalties on what my product sells. Sounds fair to me. You know what I mean? And that's a way to get that passive income coming in. And now this painting is worth more than just a sticker price. You know, it's creating a more
residual.
Exactly, residual. There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's an asset, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing right now, trying to turn it into an asset.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the things that artists struggle with the most. And I have a few friends that they've gone to school for art, and they're all they're all working more like, I don't want to say quote unquote regular jobs, but they're not necessarily like doing stuff with their art just because they haven't figured out a way to make money with their art.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's extremely difficult because, like I said, I've gone down several different creative paths of videography, photography, music, and all that stuff. And like photography and videography is the most direct because in the social media age, everybody wants videos, everybody wants pictures. Like that's kind of a very utility type of creative endeavor. And, you know, it's also kind of fun, but it's very expensive, very big. You know, you got a lot of moving pieces, a lot of different people. So there's a lot of expenses in that. And it's really like, it's, I guess the toughest part was kind of that, what you were talking about, the whole doing it because you enjoy it. When does it start turning into a job type of a deal? And that's when, you know, it's like, okay, why am I even doing this if I'm not enjoying the products that I'm making? But that paycheck is kind of nice though. You know, it's like, geez. So I've definitely made some very boring, plain videos, some plain boring music, some plain boring paintings for just some, you know, regular old stuff for a paycheck and things. And it's like, okay, I guess this is the business part of the artistry. And that took me forever to figure out, was that like, it's not about just being a talented artist. You have to also be a talented entrepreneur. Like, and that's what I think most artists lack, that kind of understanding, is that your product can be great, but if you don't know how to sell your product, you know, it's not going to do anything. You know, you're not going to do anything with it. So that's been my toughest struggle. And that's why I said, you know, this next year I was like, okay, people actually like these paintings. Maybe I could do something with it. So let's try to figure out a way to create a business about this where I'm not feeling like I'm kind of, you know, selling out, if you will, you know, just doing, you know, straight basic stuff. But yeah, no, it is a tough thing that all my artist friends too, they all run into the same problem of just like, you know, I want to make art, but I also don't want to just do what they want me to do. And I also, you know, everyone, you just want that perfect life of I get to make whatever I want and everyone loves it, you know, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. You got to do what the people want. That's who you're selling it to, you know, so it's not just about you. Just hopefully what you like is also what they like, you know, is the thing there.